Signify that sorrow and joy are one. We cannot deny the grief that death brings. We must let it spill from our hearts. We must let sorrow have its time because our joy has had its time. It is because we know, love, and delighted in Bill that we feel such a sorrow for his death. Our joy came first. Because of the joy we feel such a sorrow now. There will be a new day when once again our joy in Bill's life will be greater than our sorrow in his absence. And Jessica, now it's Anise. Candle for the mystery of life and death. Thank you, Jessica. We light this candle to honor the mystery of life. This is a time for each of us here to find quiet center and meditate, to gather our individual feelings and thoughts, to meditate upon the meaning of this occasion, to offer a private and final farewell, to offer a prayer, to remember the person that Bill was, and to acknowledge how he lives on in each one of us. And a moment of silence to show our respect and love for Bill. Now I'm going to open the floor. A time for you, if you wish, to come forward and light a candle, one of those tea candles. After lighting your candle, I would like you to offer a personal remembrance. Just very briefly, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, a tribute. An anecdote, a little story, something that has meaning for you in terms of having known and befriended and loved Bill. So this will be a time when any one of you, if you wish to do that, you light the tea candle and then you share a beautiful memory with Bill.
And there's nobody nicer in the world than Bill.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Steve Brown, a friend of Bill's, I guess, from way back in the William G. Miller days and stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna miss that smiley face, and I always got a kick out of how Bill liked to use the executive suite at John's Fishing, and it was also subbed as a ice fishing hut. Yeah, when a lot of people got up there and it got a little crowded, yeah, Bill would have no problem getting. I got the fish hut, and yeah, him and his puppy for the last little bit, but it was always great to show up and at all our things that we all our get-togethers, our fishing trips and fishing derbies, and yeah, Bill's a big part of that, and I always look forward to seeing his smiley face and sharing some stories and getting yeah, just building some more history with us and stuff. So gonna miss him a lot. Thanks.
Thank you.
And what I'm going to miss most about Uncle Bill is, the most fondest memories of him is when we were kids up at the cottage, out in the boat fishing with him all day. I will always have that wonderful memories of him coming over all the time for visits. Yeah, the world's not going to be the same without him, and we're going to miss seeing him.
Thank you. Name's John.
Sorry. It's been very difficult for me. He's one of my best friends. Did pretty much everything together for a lot of years. It's going to be pretty hard to do more adventures without him. We got a ice fishing weekend next weekend. I'm hoping it works out too. And it's definitely going to be very hard. And we'll have a good party for him. Catch some fish. Just enjoy ourselves again. It's going to be tough though without Billy. It's all right. Thank you.
We are neighbors of the Scott family for 48 years. And Myrtle and Bill were wonderful to us over the years. Young Billy, as we call him, is not, I guess not so young, but he'll always be Billy to us. He never would go by without stopping for 5 minutes or more to let us know how things were going and what he was up to.
My fondest memory is when we had our first grandchild, Jake. He was about 2 years old, and he always wanted to go over to see Billy's big blue truck. He just loved that big blue truck. And Billy would pick him up and put him inside the truck and just made his day. And that's what I wanted to share with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mo from Stock. Bill was a model employee. He always had a big smile on his face. He gave great customer service. It was always hard if he ever took a day off to replace him, because everybody wanted to know when he was coming back, because everybody loved him. Bill had phoned the office quite a bit the last couple of weeks, and one of my last conversations with Bill was he said he was ready. He said that he's had a good life. He talked about his family. He talked about his niece. He talked about Luke. Everyone knows he loves Luke. Luke is like his child. But what he kept telling me is how the group at the Oshawa Yard, they were his extended family. You guys meant more to him than words could say. He couldn't say enough about you guys, and he adored each and every one of you. You guys were amazing, and we're all going to miss him. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm Sue, Bill's baby sister. Billy, as I like to call him when I was younger. He loved his family so much. He was the caretaker. His nephews and nieces, and Luke was his world, and he will be missed by all of us.
Thank you, Sue.
Oh, yeah.
You have lighted the one.
Oh, I did. So, as most people here who know me, I never only have a few words to say.
It's true.
Thanks, Jay. I love the fact that Bill filled the house. I love that. I think he would be to the moon. So thank you all for coming out. Okay, it's going to be hard to go through this. Okay. I never thought I'd be here today talking about my brother Bill. Throughout the past month and a half, I kept asking myself if I was dreaming. Why is this happening to Bill? Why is he getting the short end of the stick? He was a pretty simple guy, good-natured, and had a heart of gold. He was supposed to go to a family vacation with my sister Linda and her family. He was supposed to go ice fishing with his buddies. He was supposed to be taking his buddy Luke for walks in the park. He was looking ahead to retirement and thinking about what he was going to do with his time. Growing up with Bill and the Scott family was of a competitive nature amongst us younger kids. It always seems like we were fighting all the time, as the ultimate goal was to get our parents' attention. I actually thought Bill won most times. Even though he's only 2 years older than me, he always seems to have the edge in the attention department. Why else did he get better Christmas gifts? Why was he always allowed to stay out after dark when I had to be in when the street lights came on? Why did he get to go to work with Dad and learn the family business? Apparently being a girl had its downfalls. Bill, in my eyes, could do no wrong, no matter how much Sue and I stirred up trouble. I guess that was it. Bill played cool in those moments when Sue and I were turning on each other. We sought his favoritism, whereas he displayed coolness and maturity. Bill's favorite things to do was to putt around Mom's garden, spending time at the cottage, fishing, tinkering on cars, going to car shows, talking about cars, and collecting anything Hot Wheels and any other type of collectible. He started his fascination in collecting at a young age, so you can imagine the size of his collection. He enjoyed it immensely, and he always said it was his way of saving for retirement. When at the cottage, he always talked of what he wanted to do. Put the dock in, fixing the trailer, building a shed, going fishing. So I did say, talk about what he was going to do. And talked about it, and talked about it. Did I say he talked about it? If you knew Bill, he always liked to talk about something. Bill had different jobs throughout his life, but the ones he enjoyed the most was working with Dad in the heating air conditioning business and driving a bus for stock. I'm glad to see some of his co-workers are here today, as you were Bill's extended family, and he enjoyed working with you and driving the kids to school. He made some good friends at Stock and was grateful for your friendship. 2 Christmases ago, Bill received a Christmas hamper from his co-workers at Stock, and as you probably know, he was overwhelmed and taken aback that you cared so much for him and his well-being. Even at the hospital, the outpouring of support was really appreciated by Bill and his sisters. So thank you for taking Bill into your hearts and caring so much for him. Bill's other extended family is a long one in the making. Those are his buddies that he knew for many years. Bill always looks forward to his fishing adventures with you, and they brought him a lot of joy. Linda, Sue, and I would love to hear some of your stories about Bill and those adventures. He was even talking about your upcoming ice fishing trip, and he was saying he needed to be with his buddies. Many of you came out to visit Bill at the hospital, and I know he enjoyed those visits and was thankful that you came out. Bill had a calling in life that displayed his maturity and that heart of gold. When our parents were elderly, he became the primary caregiver to our parents. Especially after Mom passed away, Bill and Dad grew very close. But when Bill wasn't working, he was basically taking care of Dad's needs. However, I think they sometimes spent too much time together, as they acted like an old married couple. They had their little spats and nagged each other one moment and always forgotten the next. It was very funny to watch. But Bill and Dad were good for each other, and I think they needed each other. When Dad passed, I thought Bill seemed a little lost, and I'm grateful for Linda and her family for having Bill involved in their lives. I think his time spent with Linda and her family filled his heart with joy when he was in need of it. I'm also grateful for Sue for giving Bill and Dad their dog Luke. Luke turned out to be the love of his life, and I hope Bill knows Luke is in good hands. Last year, Bill was called upon to be a caregiver again, and this time it was to look out for and provide emotional support for our brother John, who was taken too early in life. But again, I was glad Bill was there for John in his time of need. And as I read this to you today, I'm still asking myself, is this a dream? Where is Bill as I need him? When he was in the hospital, I thought he was still playing the role of a caregiver. He was always being strong for us. He never said he was in pain when he was. He never really complained when he had plenty to complain about. He never got upset in front of us when he was. At times, when he wanted to cry, he held back because he didn't want us to cry. Such a courageous and strong guy. He was so brave for us. We'll miss you, Bill, and I hope you're at peace, brother. And we love you very much. And may your line always be tight. Thank you.
What a beautiful tribute, Trish. Thank you. We'll have more time to share stories during the refreshment time. I'm going to ask Rihanna to come. Oh, yes, big and late one. We are thankful for Bill's life. We are glad to have seen his face, to have been influenced by his personality and ways, to have loved him and to have been loved by him in return. Bill's actions, deeds, continue to influence those he touched. We are thankful that time, lessons, and memories heal the grief we feel at death. We are thankful for the comfort we give to one another. We are thankful that life continues, passing from one generation to another. And the last candle, Paul, our nephew. Thank you. That's a candle of love. And so we light a final candle for love. The love we have for life and its mysterious source, which many of us name God. The love that Bill had for us. The love we have for Bill. The love that has brought us here together. In the spirit of this love, we say our goodbye to Bill. This ends our service of remembrance and celebration of life. We extinguish Bill's candle. But as we do, we see that the candle of life, that big candle there, the candle of life still burns, as do the candles of family, thanksgiving, love that we have lighted earlier. In the spirit of love, we have gathered here this afternoon. It is in this spirit, the spirit of love, that we will be singing, see you sometime again, Bill. And then we'll have more time for fellowship as we share in the refreshment. Once again, thank you on behalf of the family. Your coming here begins the healing process. It's a long journey, but it's friends like you and family members who will help the family. Again, thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bill's big sister. My brother Bill. As older sister by 10 years, I have many memories of baby Bill. His addiction to his blanket, my mother only being able to wash it when he was napping, as he did not go anywhere without it. He didn't crawl, but moved forward on his butt, using his legs to move him forward and backwards. He was such a cute baby and toddler that when he was able to walk, I would dress him up with scarves and dresses. He seemed to enjoy it, not realizing that boys don't dress in dresses, and he wasn't at all. When my sisters came along and I got older, Bill was the older brother of the younger half of the 6 kids. So he would be with the younger half of the kids, going on family vacations with my parents and his younger sisters. At this point, myself, John, and Steve, the older kids, were too old for family vacations and stayed at home and hung out with our friends, going to parties, hanging out at the bar. Bill eventually became old enough to hang out with us older kids, and we became close again as adults. This closeness would be lifelong, having a lot of the same friends and interests. All through my adult life, Bill was always there for me and my children, especially after the death of their father. He was their Uncle Bill, who they loved very much, and they always looked forward to him visiting us when we lived at the farm. Bill was one of the kindest, most gentle person I have ever met in my life, and I will miss my baby bro forever.